I'm Ray Couture, and this is Astrological Perspectives. Hi, I want to thank you very much for joining me today, taking time out of your busy day to listen to what I have to say about what is going on, astrologically speaking anyway. Now, September is a tale of two eclipses. The first one is the annular solar eclipse between the 9th and 10 degrees of Virgo. Applied to the Washington, D.C. area, this chart shows a country angrily divided against itself in a world whose institutions are clearly in decline. Now, this is because Uranus, Neptune, Chiron, and Pluto are all retrograde, apparently moving backward in the sky. The solar eclipse is square Saturn, which is square Neptune. This configuration is called T-square. Those who wish to help are aware of the anguish here and around the world, because the solar eclipse is opposite of Neptune. Saturn and Mars in Sagittarius place the focus squarely on foreign policy, which must face deteriorating world conditions. Opposite this is the same point, but in Gemini, where intense arguments may erupt coming in debates concerning the security of the United States in an unstable world. Now, the lesson as I see it is that we as a people must compassionately and out of a sense of duty connect with the highest principles of human evolution. The point opposite, the Saturn-Mars conjunction, is almost exactly at the gateway to Donald Trump's 11th house, which always relates to deep social change. This point is the missing leg of the cosmic table. You can be sure that Mr. Trump will provide much of the ammunition for those arguments that I mentioned earlier. The eclipse of the sun in Virgo fills up Hillary Clinton's 10th or career house, as you can see in this chart, which combines Hillary in the center and the annular solar eclipse in the outer wheel. Now, solar eclipses mark the end of one era and the beginning of another, and they occur in cycles of 19.6 years. If you remember now, Clinton was First Lady 20 years ago, and now a new cycle begins, and it finds her seeking to be president in her own right. With Chiron's wounded warrior turned peace advocate in the solar eclipse chart touching her Pisces moon, she may experience character-building challenges that she must overcome. This is followed by a lunar eclipse on September 16th, which is essentially sitting directly on Clinton's natal moon, suggesting the need for taking personal responsibility for some of her past mistakes. This is accented by the position of Saturn, the planet of law and order, traveling through her first house, demanding some sort of personal response to the situation she faces in her life and the campaign. The fact that both her rising sign and 12th house cusp are in Scorpio indicates the possibility for redemption, but it requires truth to be elevated to a high priority, as the only two bodies in the subjective hemisphere, or the lower part here, are Jupiter in Sagittarius and the moon in Pisces. If she fails to develop genuine compassion and a belief in herself, she cannot achieve a full redemption. In the Seattle chart, when the sun rises here in Seattle, and all along the West Coast for that matter, the eclipse will have already taken place. So the moon, which embodies the sun's will have moved away from the sun to begin the work of building toward a full display of the purpose of the September 1st solar eclipse, which was, of course, in Virgo, the sign of service and sacrifice. But that display is obscured by the eclipse of the full moon in Pisces. suggesting the need to face the results of past actions, or for that matter, inactions. Even though I have largely focused on Clinton and the meaning of the eclipse in her life, it really applies to all of us in varying degrees and areas of our life. Now, here in the chart of the solar eclipse, Cancer is rising, confronting each of us with the reality of our shared spiritual identity. Service to others is the personal theme here, and on the larger stage, it presents a need to evolve beyond old social norms and patterns which are causing so much harm to all of us. The fact that Uranus and Neptune and Pluto are all retrograde underscores the failings of the current social, governmental, and religious institutions. Now, since the first element or planet that rises above the horizon is the eclipsed moon in Virgo, and the last planet to do so is Uranus in Aries, the essential message here is that all events and actions will tend to serve revolutionary goals, either toward peace or more violence. There are numerous wars now scarring the face of humanity. Still, Jupiter's large mind view of the world calls upon the everyday mind of a retrograde Mercury to think, or rethink, we should say, about the world and personal life from a higher-minded perspective of service and the promotion of a more evolved sense of compassion and service to others. Once again, here in this chart of the eclipse, we find another T-square among the Moon, Sun, North Node conjunction in Virgo. The Saturn and Mars in Sagittarius and Neptune in Pisces. Saturn, the Sun is square Saturn, and Saturn square Neptune. The empty leg of the cosmic table is in Gemini, which underscores the need for us to be aware of the disintegrating past and the need for compassion for those now caught in the middle of global conflict. With Saturn occupying the point of leverage, we must now begin to recognize that we are engaged in a battle between the past and the future. If you know your moon and rising signs, please listen to those as well, because they also carry important clues for you. Aries, your load this month is accented by the need to retreat a bit from some things you thought would lead to an increased independence, only to find the opposite is really true, since your impulses ruled your actions instead of your heart. Taurus, an old you is disappearing because a new you is recreating your identity. Each day, a new air of independence fills your mind with a deeper commitment to the growth process and the endurance needed to create a strong future. Gemini, your mind is busy with an internal dialogue between you and your shadow. Transcending your past is needed since your shadow is casting an old light and never shows your best, most caring side. Accept your condition and connection to all life. Cancer, you're in a position to maximize your opportunities for establishing yourself. Activating and achieving a balance between your responsibilities and your need for independence is not only possible now, but is also necessary in your current situation. Leo, cutting back on some of your more indulgent habits is needed now. Progress comes with self-improvement. This might not get you the instant gratification you crave, but it will help bring about the recognition that you need for your overall success. Now, Virgo, you're at ground zero. Congratulations on getting through last year's stresses, though. This Virgo eclipse is both a new beginning and a turning point. The future beckons now, demands an end to procrastination and a higher self-esteem. Libra. Venus in Libra seeks common ground. Avoid self-criticism based on comparing yourself to others. Swings from self-doubt and the sure and positive-minded person that you can be are possibly reduced when you are searching for a higher truth. Scorpio looks good for making some real changes in your work. Travel is also possible, but your way may be blocked for a while. The need to change things at home demands your attention. Being in control will be necessary for your success as well. Sagittarius. Now, your reality is under intense pressure. Life requires some real effort to improve your self-esteem. Career issues and home obligations may be stressful. Keeping your communications on target helps you remain steady and calm. Capricorn. Intense and deep transformation is going on beneath the surface of your exterior presentation. Confusion and pain will need to be overcome, as your home base may need to be changed. Your intuition will guide you to the right decision. Aquarius. Relying solely on your intellect may not be enough. Some confusion around your work might bring some changes in your sense of community. Creative communications are the way to connect with a higher purpose which calls to you. Pisces. Sit down, take a few deep breaths, and trust and believe in yourself. You're aware now that service to others is essential. So it's a good time to improve your relationships. Try to avoid any sense of guilt for not wanting to be what others demand you to be. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're interested in getting a reading from me, please write to me at astroray@gmail.com. For East West Bookshop, I'm Ray Couture.